found me. I am Rising Phoenix Aurora. I am known as a spiritual revolutionist. I am an author. I am an oracle. I am also the founder of Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center, which you see right behind me. I host retreats, workshops, tell you more about that later on, but I want you to know that you are here because you are meant to be here. This is I Survive Antarctica part, are we in 4? Yes, part 4. I went to Antarctica physically, landed there in February sometime. Yes, February this year. Oh, and during the time of the eclipse, the year of the horse, when that year the horse came in, the unicorns, and there was a total eclipse in Antarctica. We weren't at the totality of it, but we got to witness the eclipse at the side of the sun. So today I'll be showing you pictures, videos. We're also going to go into this wonderful book, not too much of it because it's about the North Pole, but there's some couple parts, pages that I need to read to you what that world was like, and then we'll go more into what it was like for us to land there and what we witness of the transition of Antarctica and really the level up, activation, and clearing of Antarctica as we walk foot upon her. Just incredible. You all get ready for an amazing show. As always, thank you for following your heart to mine, and just make sure you watch to the end. You don't want to miss any part of this. There is so much to share. Here we go, you all. All right, so go to my website, risingphoenixaurora.com, to find out more information about me, where you can find more information about all the workshops and retreats that I offer. I do have a retreat happening May 11th. It is time. Sign up. You've been waiting, and maybe you just found me, but it is time. Come sign up. Be here May 11th to get Aura Hypnosis and Raw Reiki certified. This is entity removal modalities. You can watch testimonials on video. You can read the reviews, you all. This modality is just absolutely gorgeous. It is a need truly in your process of ascension and your awakening stages. And you can hear testimonials. We have a practitioner here, Gina, who will say hi, but you can watch them, how incredible this completely changes your life once you decide to become an Aura practitioner and Raw Reiki, because you learn how to read the quantum energy, how to find the inversions, the synthetic, the false illusions within it, and then you learn how to entity removal, how to remove it divinely, organically, how with love, light, with positive polarization, with sacred alchemy. It is truly a divine present gift from Divine Mother and Father, so which is embodied only with Source Love Light. These sacred teachings, especially as, all of us have loved ones, even if it's our puppies and kitties, we all do. So it teaches you how to read their energy and how to read your own, so that you find out why is it that you're stuck, why are you feeling dense, but shifts are happening. There's so much for me to share with you ever since we went to Antarctica, what's been happening after, and then we went to Japan. So everything I referenced, we're going to be writing the links there for you in chat. We have Gina here and watching over the chat. Gina, say hi, love.
Hi, everyone. It's so excited to be here for part 4 of this series. So exciting to find out even more what's happened since Antarctica and Japan. I am so excited to be here. Make sure you guys write your questions in the chat for Aurora to answer live, and we'll get them over to her. And yeah, Aurora has her new wellness center. If you guys have it, her spiritual wellness center, if you guys know that, like, if you've seen it in the background and everything, it is beautiful. It really is beautiful. And she has her live trainings coming up there. So, guys, look into that. That's really exciting. So Aurora has so many exciting things to talk about today. So make sure you just add your questions, and we love, honor, and respect you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, beautiful Gina, for your excitement. Adorable. All right. Well, yes, you all. A lot of our practitioners have been here for many years. You can actually find them on site under my Rising Phoenix Mystery School, which is incredible, you all, the way that these training modules are there, our mystery school. Under AuroRaPractitioners.com, there's over 60 practitioners that are practicing that you can, but a lot of them are not practicing. As I talk to A lot of them who are not practicing, they're not on, well, they're practicing, but not on the directory. They're practicing personally for themselves, not consenting to archons and AI and entities and reptilians and so on, and how to walk their most organic timeline. So love to them, an infinite wave of love to them, because they are quite warriors on earth, and just want to thank them infinitely. All right, so that's that, and we're going to get started, you all. As we get started, is a very important message. You want to keep watching, that you want to hear from Archangel Michael. There's something huge that has happened since Antarctica and since the continual ice melting there that is happening. Okay, and before I go into that, I have a big announcement. Come have a tea party. Shh. I don't have tea in it right now. Shh. Come have a tea party with me, you all. What's up? You want to have a tea party? Organic tea. I'm going to have it once a month on the second Sunday, I think either 12 or 1 p.m. Second Sunday. Keep an eye out for that. If you haven't signed up to my newsletter, sign up to my emails. Come chat with me for about probably 3 hours. About 3 hours will take us, because we're going to chat for about an hour. And aura group regression, you all. If you've had an aura session, you all, and you want to tune up and continue to that, divine vessel of yours, keep it crystalline and golden, organic. My puppy agrees, my very big puppy. So if you want to, if you're like a divine car, you got to tune up, you got to crystalline tune up your vessel. So come do a group aura regression and keep up with that. If you're not going to do a full session, aura session. So I'd love to meet you in person, and let's go, you all. That's going to be available under my memberships, which you can sign up to any of my memberships. And so keep an eye on that. That'll be rolling out this weekend. Once the email and my social media, make sure you follow me at least on one social media. I'm everywhere, so check me out everywhere. Okay. All right, so awesome. 1 hour chatting with me and drinking good tea, and probably have some snacks, fruit. Maybe we'll have some power balls, some organic power balls made out of dates, yummy. And yeah, come chat with me, and then come go into your past life aura group regression, where on your own individually, even though it's a group, you travel and you get messages, and a sound bath, you all. You gotta get the sound bath from here, from our wellness center, from me. I'll be hosting it. The sound baths are, whoa, okay. Let me just show you. I have one new one. Let me run and get it.
Aurora, while you're getting that, everybody is loving the pretty teacups.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah, so cute. And then they're calling it magic tea.
Yes, magic tea with time. Tea time, magic tea time with A.U.R.A. And look at this.
Oh,
Okay.
and the pearls. They're loving the pearls you have.
Oh, thank you. I'll talk about those later. There's a message about these. Okay, so let me show you. I'll stop there, but oh, I have to put the music. Let me see if it sounds even nicer. There we go. Let me know how that sounded. But in person, you all, is absolutely incredible. So this is Don Ancin's spirit animal, the owl. It's a alebrije, which means that the spirit of the divine spirits of the owls are speaking to you through the sound bath. So my sound baths are known to be what is it called? ASMR, right? Like the tickling just of your energy, your higher self is doing it. I mean, they're incredible, y'all. Why not? Come to Chicago, especially if you're nearby. Come check me out once a month. All right. So we got that going on, but let's get started. Gina, what's new, love? Are we good?
Yeah, everything is all good. Everybody's excited to find out what else is going on since Antarctica.
Let's go. Okay. Y'all, let me tell you, I've had emails from people from Australia, and they're like, Aurora, you are right. Australia and New Zealand is Antarctica, is part of the ice wall. But why wasn't it? That brings us into why is it not iced? Why? That makes no sense, right? Why would it not be iced? Let's go, dance with me, come on. Which we're gonna go into today in some parts, okay? So here, actually, I have facts for you, people who sent me information about this. Let me look that up. What's up? Okay, so this is information from the people that live in Australia. Okay, ready? Let us know if the music's hopefully not too loud. So this is what a native to Australia said. I had a teacher from Australia who always said that she didn't think Antarctica existed. And she said a lot of Australians thought the same. Maybe because they were really living in Antarctica. And wouldn't you have some intuitive sense of this anyway if you had lived there all your life? Also, she said that whenever she flies there from USA, they do something funny with the clocks. She said that it doesn't seem to calculate correctly. I've heard some intuitives say that Australia is a lot closer to the USA, and it would make sense that if Australia is really as big as the Revolutionist map, right? We talked about it in the last video. Make sure you go watch the other part 3s to understand where we're at now. Okay, so and if it would make sense that if Australia is really as big as the Revolutionist map, right, on the map, the dark forces would want to make it smaller. Yup, you got it. Next one, she kept going. She's like, I'm having all these epiphanies. Okay, she said, let's see, what else does she say? Got that? I think I got that. Okay. She said she was going to. So if you're listening, let me know what you discovered. She said, terrific. At the time of 2014, I was not fully awake, or I would have pressed her for more details. Who was this? I'm trying to remember. Oh, with the teacher. Okay. And she says she's going to question Australians I come across as well. I know there are a lot of camels there, so the map is correct about that. Whoa. Okay, you all can't make this stuff up. Next email I got from her was, she said, I remember a friend in 5th grade telling me that her father, who was in the military, said that the globe model, the 3D ones you would find in a classroom, was totally fake. Now I get it. Ha ha! And I replied, ha ha. What's up? So thank you for your information. Let me know, Australians and New Zealanders, what's going on, you all. We figured it out. So why is it? Let's go into that. And then I have a message for you from Archangel Michael, which you want to listen to, is very important. So, okay, let's look at the Revolutionist map. Let's talk to her. Let's talk to Mother Earth, Gaia. Tell us, Mother Earth, as always, only source of light. That is all. Only source of light. Only source of light. Is allowed within this space. Only love. Only the benevolence is allowed to speak to me, and only Divine Mother and Father and Creator, as always, are allowed to be speaking to me today. So all the messages that I'll be delivering to you would be for Mother's heart, and that's why you love hearing it all. That's why I love hearing it all too, because she heals me with every one of these videos and channelings and books and so on that I write. The Lost Cities of Tartaria, book 3. Check it out, yo. Yo, what's up? Amazon, Barnes & Noble, many other websites. All right, so let's look at the map. So, vámonos. Sí, vámonos. Órale. I have a fun story to share with you. I'll tell you in a little bit though. Okay, about that. Okay, so Gina, don't let me forget. So I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna give the Archangel Michael, and then after that, I have to share a story about my heritage. Okay, so let's see. There's the Brando Monte map here, which by the way, I got a huge one. Check out that video later. I got a really big one, and it's hanging on in my wellness center. Really fun to look at. Come check it out during a group regression. Okay, so we figured out, right, that this right here, down here is, let me turn it, was Ushuaia, right? And Tierra del Fuego, Antarctica. And then here, we'll go into that more. This is where we went into. That is classified as Antarctica, but this is Ushuaia Island, which is really Antarctica, right? And then we're like, wait a minute, what is going on? Oh, what was it here? This one, right, Gina? This one was Australia, right? Yup. Okay, there it is. That's why she's turned. She's right here. This is what those emails Australian talked about. There's the camels. Oh, okay. All right, so tell me why, if we're looking at this map, okay, so this part of, say, Tierra del Fuego is not iced. This part is not iced. New Zealand, where is New Zealand on here? She's furthest. Oh my God, tell me New Zealand is one of these islands here. Which one is it? Is New Zealand, yes. New Zealand is farther, right? And is at the edge of Lost Cities of Tartaria, to understand that, right? And then you see all these mermen and mer people that were accurate. There's crocodiles, right? There's crocodiles or alligators. Was it in Australia? Gina, look this up. Is there Tierra de la Cac, something familiar like that? Are those cheetahs? Those are where? Those are in Australia, aren't they? But definitely crocodiles. I think these are the parts of the lands around like New Zealandia, right? That we've talked about in the past, right? And wow. Lions. Does Australia currently have lions? We know they have camels. All right, Gina, you just let me know. But this is definitely. And then you see some elephants. So you see basically some of animals that are in Africa here.
Yeah, they're saying that the lions, there's no wild lions in Australia, but that once had extinct marsupial lion species. So it seems like there used to be some on there that they're saying were there.
I feel like they killed them off, unfortunately. So there was more animals than we realized. I mean, there's giants here. This would be a giant. Cyclops, it says. Oh, Cyclops, not just a giant, Cyclops. Tell us, Australians, what kind of stories do you guys have? Do you have any left over of the indigenous teachings? If you are from New Zealand or Australia and you have indigenous information and you're watching, share it. I'll read it out, let everybody know.
And Aurora, what you asked about the Tierra La Cac, it says it refers to a hypothetical land in historical maps, particularly Terra Australis, which was a large continent suggested to exist in the southern hemisphere to balance the known northern hemisphere.
Yup, just like I said, look at that, you all. I didn't look it up. I purposely, again, don't look it up till we're live here. So much more fun. Okay. Wow, look at that magnificent griffin. I mean, these look like phoenixes. And then what is that? What is called What is that? This is like a human female. There's a name for that, right? Like this female human looks like a cat, but not because this also looks like a snake. Oh, with the scorpion. What is that? That's some type of magical creature. Well, they're apparently living in those lands, and there's mermaids everywhere. This is, I feel like New Zealand is right here. Down here. Here. Parte de Brarelia. Right. See if what you can find on Brarelia. Brarelia. See it? Okay, and then that explains, I mean, you're really at the edge of, say, towards the end of the verse, our verse there, of our connecting worlds. Okay, all right. What questions and comments do we have so far, Gina, on this?
So there's not really many questions so
Okay,
far on this.
yeah, good. All right, so now we're going
I
to go.
believe what you talked about with the being that was more with the scorpion and all of that, was that the manticore?
Yes, that's what it was. There's a manticore there and there's cyclops there. Make sense? As we know, these mystical stories are real. All right. Zealandia. Those are lands that are unearthing around New Zealand, and they are saying, "Whoa, we don't know where these came from." All of a sudden, they just unearthed. They unfogged themselves a couple years ago, and I had a video about it in my Antarctica Tartaria series. We're not going to go into it, but you can look into it some more. Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to share on that. I was trying to see if I can find pictures on it, but that's okay. Okay, so got that. All right. So like I told you, I went on a cruise, so we're gonna go through and see how far we get into our mapping of the way we walked and cruised on the ocean. Now, before that, I need to tell you a very important message. As what we saw is like the melting and the shedding and transmutation and illusion of Antarctica and the Antarctica Treaty and the way that they convinced those leaders then to ice those walls and not let us go beyond that. But as we know, you guys know you're here. Antarctica, Tartaria, we traveled everywhere in those flying blimps that are factually there. There's tons of pictures and videos of them, and they're in the history now, which is going to go into next week, should be the video that I need to share with you, that I found a museum in Chicago that is completely dedicated to the 1893 World's Fair and these flying blimps and what that world was like then. It is epic, guys. Make sure you stay tuned for that one coming up. All right. And here we go. So I was talking to Archangel Michael, Archangel 4, the Prince of Light, and he was telling me something that has happened after the unicorn horse year, the horse eclipse, okay? And the beginning began that total eclipse in Antarctica. Then the cherry blossom season of Japan. And this is what's happened. What happened was that he was showing me, he explained to me in dream time, right? Okay. He was showing me the Matrix, and he was showing me, I was seeing him from bird's eye point of view, watching him. And because he is father, in order for you to travel through the Matrix, and we're talking about the crystalline blueprint, not the, we'll call it Matrix, but benevolently, not the AI simulation. We're talking about the crystalline matrix blueprint. And to travel through the organic blueprint of Mother Earth and all the Earths and Gaia, you have to travel through water. Okay, so he was swimming, but he was underwater, and what happened was that he needed to get adjusted to the water, and he needed to intake the water. But remember how there's oxygen even in water, so he needed to be. And then remember how we teach the water everywhere, how we are submerged underwater, right? And then there's water floating in thin air, right? Okay, so we have adjusted. You have to join my course, Human Anatomy, to understand how the oxygen works in the water and the construct of Earth, okay? That is Archangel Raphael course. 20% off again, all my courses and workshops, even retreats, y'all. Coupon, was it Phoenix? I think it is. All capitals. And so he's swimming, but he has to intake the water. His God, source is love light, is telling him you have to intake the water to breathe through it. Because at first you kind of panic, right? He was going through feeling kind of like human type of emotions, even though he was an archangel, and he had to intake the water. And then he became adjusted by breathing in the water instead of breathing in just oxygen. You could say like air. Instead, he was breathing in the water, right? Okay. So then once he gets adjusted, he starts swimming through the water, and he is following this light. Because there's this light that it's like putting out a call, this light, and it's a heartbeat. It's beating and beating. So he's like, what is that? So he's swimming through the crystalline matrix to get to the light. Okay. He gets to the light, the beating light. He's right in front of it, but he stops. There's a barrier. He can't enter. And he's Divine Father, right? So he can, typically, he can always enter everything that is organic, but there's a reason why. So keep listening. There's a barrier, and he starts swimming up. He's like, what is this barrier? He sees that there's 4 pillars. Egyptian, for those of you who did the Egyptian course, was in 19. This is what these 4 pillars were, you all. And you're going to figure it out in a minute. If you haven't done that course, it is incredible. Each Egyptian course we teach live every 4th Sunday of the month at 11 a.m. Central Time is her own embodiment. So it doesn't matter, even though we already did 19 of them, because this is just how deep Egypt is. Just come join us live next month, or join us now, and you can get access to this course now, okay? Comes with all the extra sensitive content, the series, challenge, Adolf Hitler, the truth of World War II, you name it, you all. Tesla is just the most incredible series ever. All right. So extra sensitive, right? You're like, how could that be? It's possible. Trust me. Wow. Okay. So what happens is that he's swimming. There's a barrier. Egyptian course, 4 pillars. Okay. So there's 4 pillars. He's on the barrier. 4 pillars. These 4 pillars, it's gigantic. He swims up. Up. At the top of the pillars, there's clamshells, which I am going to have available for you guys, these mother of pearl earrings, okay? But you see these clamshells? Clamshells at the top that are adorning. How many Tartarian buildings have we seen, you all, that have shells? This is what they mean, angel bumps. At the top of the pillars, clamshells. And then they're open like this, right? And then he looks down and he sees that the light is a pearl. Okay? And it's a pink pearl. It's a pearl. There's many colors for us, right? Pearl. This energy is putting out a call. What happens is that he sees a divine masculine answering the call. And he's not the matching fight. He's not the matching one to the pearl. I'll explain to you in a minute. But this one here, he's swimming. He's swimming, just like seamen swim in the waters. Okay, he's swimming strong. He's strong. He's an angel. He's heard the call. He's answering the call, but it's taken him a lot to get to this light inside the four pillars. That is a force field, like a not a cube, like dark, but like a tesseract kind of, but is a cube, just because the four pillars make that energy, right? So, and it's plasma. It's all benevolent organic. He's swimming fast. He's answering the call. He's finally reached this light. He goes into the field. And what happens? He can enter the energy field. Why? Keep listening. What happens is that the pearl, there's a pearl. The light is a pearl. And this pearl, he comes in. When he enters the energy field of the four pillars, the pearl opens like a seed with seed, a tree or a flower, just like Aphrodite told us. Then this female divine feminine grows out of the pearl like a human would grow in a baby embryo, but she is fully in a mother's womb, right? But she's fully grows into a divine feminine, a woman. She bursts out like a tree or flower, though, into a woman. And she cannot grow into her fullest, so he goes in and finds the heartbeat that's calling. And this is part of human anatomy. He's the semen, right? That reaches, and then she's the egg, the pearl. What happens is that they unite. They unite, and then they, like the phoenix and the dragon, they start swirling like the double helix. And when they swirl, too late, they're united. And when they're united, they're unstoppable because they're twin flames. And when they unite, a light goes. And what happens is that at the same time, the light expands and they disappear, they're gone. Because they're together and they're operating in the organic blueprint of Mother Earth, the Mother Earth, Terra, Gaia, right? And they're untraceable definitely to the Archon and the AI. They're in the waters and forget it, unstoppable, right? This is what this means, okay? Goes with the dream that Kuan Yin explained to you in part 2. If you haven't seen that, part 1 and part 2, the cherry blossom messages of 2026 season, cherry blossom season, Japan, Mother Earth, the Dragon Island. And she showed me how there was, the earth was unearthing, she talked about it, and there was all these Divine Father, Buddha and Shiva and Vishnu doing all these different poses, all these mudras, talking to us. And this is what we all have been waiting for. The divine masculine have leveled up. Tell me, as a wife or girlfriend, you have noticed a shift in your boyfriend or husband recently after the total solar eclipse in Antarctica and cherry blossom, Japan. It's happened, you all. So the masculine are leveling up and are going to be the best possible match to the feminine and our infinite 1 million DNA strands that we have in our chromosomes. We have 1 million chromosomes in comparison to the male, which is a lot less. But yes, we are leveling up. I wonder what the chromosomes will really look like in the divine masculine. I think they're metamorphosing, crystallizing, Yes, they are. And with that, we're going to get started with Antarctica. But do you understand this message that we have just given you? So the twin flames are coming to be. And when you ask for your twin flame, do not ask for your twin flame because you want them to support you and not have to have a job. And do not ask them to be rich. Do not ask for inverted reasons why you want to have your twin flame, because it's not going to happen. Otherwise, you're going to match, because that's part of the matrix, right? You want to ask for your twin flame union because of love, because of the sacredness of love. This is a mudra Kuan Yin taught me of love. You want to ask for love because you want to have your heart healed. You want to heal them. Love. Love, love, love. Okay? Questions, comments, Gina?
So no questions or comments right now.
Beautiful. And with that, my infomercial, and we're going into Antarctica, just because we brought up the shells, is that this beautiful necklaces you all have been admiring, that was important key for me to have in Antarctica, but this is how I connected to the ocean, to bridge in organic timelines and heal. So she's got the moon phases. Okay. I've made it available. Can't really see it here. For you all. How beautiful is she? And this one I made on the full moon because I just made her right before we got on. And these are authentic, natural shell pearls, white pearls. Okay. And I made her into sterling silver. The reason why I made her into sterling silver is because I am an alchemist. I am a quantum physicist. And factually, sterling silver is the metal, the organic metal to the moon. Gold is the sun. They work and they react to one another. Gold reacts to the sun energy. Sterling silver reacts to the moon energy. And that is why she is sterling silver, everything, the beads, the clasps, sterling silver. And how cute is this, you all? Because she is all about the pearl and the moon. Look at these hoops. Aren't they the cutest? The little moon hoop moons. Keep an eye out for that. That will be my promotions for today. I'll make that available for you all. I'm going to have this available, which is a little less with just the regular natural pearls. But if you want the seashell pearls like these, they'll be a little more because they're pricier. Mother of pearl. Okay? All right, what's up? This is made out of mother of pearl here. The moon phases with natural pearl. Okay. All right. We're getting started. Here we go. Okay. We're good, Gina?
Yeah, really good. I was just going to read out because today is May 1st.
Yes.
And so May 1st to the 5th, they talk about this is during the Golden Week in Japan, and they have 4 public holidays for it. The Showa Day, which is birthday of the Emperor Showa, Constitution Memorial Day, Greenery Day to commune with nature and be thankful for blessings, and Children's Day.
Yes.
And then,
beautiful.
And then May 1st honors the 3 major events of Gautama Buddha, his birth, enlightenment or nirvana, and passing or peri-nirvana. And the peri-nirvana is the extinction of the endless round of illusion and needless suffering.
Beautiful. Where's that added on the doc? The top?
In the comments.
In comments, got it. Thank you so much, comments. I want to point out here, May 1st, the Gautama one. The 3 major events. So Gautama Buddha, his birth, enlightenment nirvana, and passing parinirvana. Oh, you know those mudras I taught you all? And I said one of them is from inside. One of them is to access nirvana, and the other one is to work that to bring the energy from you inside nirvana to the earth. And I shared that in the Egyptian course. That's paranirvana. That mudra, once from achieving the level of nirvana, because you're able to achieve that in your walking states of being. But again, everything that Kuan Yin talked about, you can't have attachments. Attachments, period. Especially to worldly attachments. And watch Kuan Yin, because they're really going together. Part 2, and we talked about the monks and the sacred scroll that I have that goes with releasements of attachments. But there was something about illusions, though. Gina, I don't see it on here. Oh, no. I think that was sent privately to me. Hold on, let me check.
That was the last part of the. So that it says May 1st. Parinirvana is right after you said parinirvana. The extinction of the endless round of illusion and needless suffering.
Okay. So paranirvana is what that is to the Buddha, Son, the Master Buddha, is the extinction of the endless round of illusion and needless suffering. What does that mean? Okay. That means the illusion of the AI, the extinction, the eradication of the AI, the archon, and the needless of suffering. That's what that means, you all. The falling, the letting go of the attachments, types of self-gain reasons, the ego, doing things from, like, are you a healer, a light worker, because you want to be a hero and you want to be looked at as a hero? That's ego. That's human ego. That's not why you do it. You don't do it because you want to be, given the recognition as being the hero and you save the world or the universe. If that's your thought, that's an illusional attachment, and you're not going to be able to save, the universe or so on. I'm giving this as an example, right? Because that's what you want. You want to be looked at as a hero. No, you save the universe and your world and the multiverse by selflessly not needing to be the hero. You understand? Not wanting to have a title of a hero. There's no possession, because that's the illusion. This is Buddha speaking now, telling you this. The needless of suffering within the illusion. And the suffering is an illusion. Kuan Yin talked to you about it as well. You are organic. You are operating within the organic, especially if you've done the work and release any attachments, any infringements. And then after you release those infringements and you entity remove these attachments, then you start walking in the path of nirvana, which is then you're bridging in the paranirvana, which goes into, for example, this beautiful angel who was answering the call was swimming through the water. He had released and become a vibratory match to finding the twin flame, which then would put them at the paranirvana, bridging in that energy, swimming in. Which brings us to the Egyptian course. You all, that orb that we were asking what that was not a sun. It was a pearl on the canoe. Was a pearl. They were literally, that hieroglyphic that we could not understand, that even the scholars can't understand, is is that the dream that Archangel Michael shared with me, the unification of the twin flames. Just wow, you all right, we're good, Gina? We're gonna start. Okay, let's go. Antarctica.
Yes. There was one question somebody just put.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they ask, you probably referenced this before in the past, but can you explain the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate, since you're speaking of it now?
We do. We have a whole video on it, and the twin flame video. I think it was like I was explaining. I forgot what's the name of it. It's been a while. I do have an entire course too on manifesting your twin flame and understanding for hours what really the sacred union is twin flame. But otherwise, I do have a free video on my channels where I talked about the twin flames. Okay, we'll add that for you. Now, let's go here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, Gina.
And then somebody said, you also talked about the dissolution of negative contracts as we recognize the illusion of AI, which is so powerful.
Exactly. Kuan Yin spoke about this because you the AI is an illusion and it has no power until you give it the power. So that's what our school is all about releasing the illusion of the AI, truly the entity removal of it, detaching and unintegrating it from your being, your past lives, your current energy, so that those past lives that are poisoned with the AI and that illusion is not, Mandelaing into the now, bleeding through in the now, affecting you in the now. Okay? Here we go. So here is a map of where our cruise went, our incredible cruise. But remember the Urbano Monte map, how I showed you Tierra de Fuego? You have to fly there. See, they put it here. It looks like a dragon. Look at this dragon. So they put it here like it's part of, like the tip of our Argentina. But it's not so much, right? Because it really is like the Urbano Monte map where I showed you, is curving around and it's supposed to be the ice wall. And let's go into that. Buddha, Divine Mother, Kuan Yin. Okay, so that's where we went, and then we started sailing too. So on the Urbano Monte map, here, let me show you again. But we want to talk about, don't let me forget, about why is Antarctica, New Zealand not melted? I mean, is melted. So on the map that I just showed you, these are the pictures that I'm going to start showing you now of Antarctica. And all those thumbnails that I'm making you all, that is my pictures that I took. Pretty good photographer, I think. They're so beautiful. Oh, and they're right here. Right here. Yay. So beautiful. I just hung them up. And so here, see on the map, right, how they made it seem like this was so separate, like Tierra de Fuego was so far away from Antarctica, and they made it seem like all this land was part of South America, but it's not. You actually factually have to fly over, or sail maybe, over to Tierra de Fuego, right here, right? Then from there, once you reach there, then they say that you can then start sailing, which again, so much questioning. Also, Ushuaia is supposedly split up in half with two countries. What is it? Chile and Argentina, Gina, right? The other thing that they said too, which does not make sense to me, is that they say, I'm trying to figure it out, that a certain part, if you keep driving, that you can drive and reach Alaska from here. It's like, what do you mean you could reach Alaska? According, I think there would be some ferries involved, but that is trippy to me, which makes me question what is Alaska? Which brings us to Alaska in the map, Gina, is like over here, right? Like supposedly over here.
Yeah, it would be more between those two
And is it in a body of water in between
Yeah, it would be right in that area there,
in this area?
right there.
And then there's like a big body of water, no? Like
It would
between
be,
Alaska and Asia? Is that how that works?
yeah, so it would be kind of like right where
Hmm.
your spot is right there, because it'd be big waters on both sides, and it'd be kind of like a land bridge almost connecting from that side to the Russian Asian side.
How far? How far is Alaska from Russia, Asia? If you were to boat it or fly it? I'm figuring things out. Work with me, y'all. We got this. Uh-huh.
About 55 miles or 88 kilometers.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. So they're very, very close. You can see each other.
Right
They
here.
are like very close. Yeah, right there. Hmm.
So thought that was very, very good thing to think about is like how in the world could you drive all the way from over here and keep driving and reach Alaska? This says something about a direct road straight there. What road is that? I wonder what the name of that is. Okay.
I think
So,
it's multiple roads, but they call it the Pan American Highway is like the big name of how they travel.
yeah, because they would go through the Panama Canal too, right? And then the umbilical cord that Mexico is and keep driving all the way up. Something important about that. But why, right? Why? Why? Back to this question. Why is New Zealand and Australia melted? The ice, they're supposed to be ice walls. Let's look into that. What happened? Ooh, I have to close my eyes for a minute and channel it. I'm gonna talk to the ocean now, and I'm gonna bilocate to when I was in the ocean in Antarctica to get those answers. Because
Oh,
as you see, they all connect. Go ahead, Gina.
just somebody had a comment really interesting.
Yeah.
They read that Abraham Lincoln made it possible for the U.S. to purchase Alaska from Russia. So
Abraham Lincoln.
he's a big part of that.
There's something more magical about Alaska. Oh, what is that? Oh, Zen shared something with me. Warn me. I'm like, what's popping up on my computer? So here, right? This is client. You drive, drive, drive. Thank you, Alaska, all the way to tip. So it's the tip of her wing, Alaska, right? Of the dragon. So there's her head here. They're not really showing it properly here. Her head is here on those on the map I've showed you guys tons of times. And then this right here keeps going underwater though. Let me show you. So Alaska is where the wing meets. It's the in between of where the wing of the Phoenix or Divine Mother Sophia's America's wing meets to then reaching like Japan, Asia area. Right? Okay. And that was in Ireland. Show you that map. Of the dragons, right? So that's right. Okay, so this is Alaska right here. This is Alaska. And then the wing keeps going here. See that? It's underwater. And then this is Japan right here. This is her wing embracing him right here. Reaching him under the ocean. Just keep showing you here. See, it goes here. So on the cruise of Antarctica, there was a worker or guide who kept talking about how she loved Alaska and always did cruises to Alaska. And I feel like that was something for us to look into here, because here's Alaska. See that there's the wing. See that? Her wing underwater. You can see clearly that there's underwater, land underwater here. And then there's the dragon, the double-headed dragon, Japan, which is close to the tip of her wing. Okay. Okay. All right. So to understand that, I'm gonna ask the dragon now, Divine Mother Dragon now, to explain. Okay, so we understand Alaska's there. Wing, we go down, tip, birthing, Tierra de Fuego. She says the Tierra de Fuego had all the fires going because there's plasma light that goes through, plasma fire that has always there. But as you know, Australia and both Tierra de Fuego, Soy Island, they find it through a dark curse that has been released now by the Phoenix, by putting prisoners in both of these islands, populating them with these prisoners after they targeted the indigenous that were living in both of these islands. So they went top and bottom to curse the lands. Tierra del Fuego is not fully in ice and has this complete environment, completely. Like the tour guide that was guiding us, nice taxi man, was telling us about their environment. Gina, what was he telling us? He's telling us about the sun, about the winter, the eras, the spring. They didn't quite have, like, right? I think he said they didn't have. Do you remember, Gina, what he said?
They don't really have like summery time. The warmest time was when we were there. That was kind of more of their summer, so it'd be kind of like spring for us. And they had different winds there that would blow the trees, and the trees kind of, some of the trees would look like they're going a certain way. Yeah, so it was very, very mild summers there, if you can call it that.
So they didn't have seasons like ours, right? Like spring, winter, fall. And then he said about that the sun would only go down for a couple hours, right? How many hours? Do you remember those details? You could look it up and let us know. Too. Okay. So there's a completely different type of environment happening there. Now, the image you saw in the thumbnail, did you see that this melted? I have to tell you all that the majority of anything that they showed us, and I know they said it was summertime for Antarctica, there's really no ice, you all. There is ice, but not like we thought there was. Like in that image, they're melted. Show you here images. Global warming, whatever they call it. Not, well, that's what they call it, right? The melting is a lot more than we realize. So these are pictures that I have hanging up on my wellness center. This is probably one of the tallest walls that we saw, but it went on and on. We'll get to that. And there's a raft, just so you can see. This is just the beginning of it. It's like if it snowed and you see it's melting. You see that? This is how the majority of these locations look. They're not icebergs, most of them. They're lands, you all over. Just the tip of the Antarctica part, like the map I showed you, we were at. And then, of course, this was a very important portal. This is what they are. They're mountains, volcanoes, lands that were once populated. You see that? It's all melting. They're unearthing. Pictures we took, that one Gina took, but the other ones, all the other sites I've taken. Look at that. Now, if you remember at the beginning videos that I showed you, the water was muggy, but it turns into this crystallization. We'll go and we'll read some of the book, and hopefully we'll finish that today. Those parts I need to read. This image that I showed you guys, completely melted off. This, we'll go through in the map, though, is where we were at in the eclipse time, okay? Because it was an active volcano. This is a picture of the eclipse happening. Now you can't see it because it's not a total eclipse where we were at, but just so you could tap into that if you want with your higher self on those light codes of the eclipse of Chinese New Year, horse, unicorn. This is where we're at the top, and it's quite a climb, you all, and you're wearing these heavy boots that are like ridiculously heavy. Now it was super warm. I would say that it felt like 60 to me. Gina, what do you think? It felt like 60.
Yeah, it was at least 60 because it felt a little warm. We had to take our jackets off a few times.
Look at this. This reminds me of Machu Picchu and those colors we've got to see. These were green and red like that. Red, there's red. There's green here. And this is basically the crater of the volcano. We're at the top of the volcano. Okay. Here are more eclipse energy. This is where you saw the video and we were singing at the top, right? Rainbows. That's the inside of the crater. And this one was called Deception Island, right? Deception Island. So divine. This is all volcano type of sand soil. And these penguins are so cute. Just wanted to show you they're cute. Look at how blue the sky is, you all. No joke. Like I showed you guys, remember the first videos I showed you? There was chemtrails and completely blocked. This is what it turns into, you all. This is another half moon island. And look at, you see that, right? This is not a form. This is what are those the Moors, the Easter Island. Look at, there's an Easter Island heads here. This was something there important. Look at this. This is a teaser. We'll go more in detail. This is Livingstone Island. We were taken here because it was very special, according to the guide. Look, it is Giant's Castaway, a giant tree. You got the hexagonal formations in it. It's just a quick teaser because I know you've been waiting to see more pictures. But if you see, look, and she has a face, mouth, her eyes. There's more pictures I can show you. 2 eyes. Okay. Look at the water has turned Caribbean. She has an eye somewhere here, but this is one eye, mouth. Wow, right, y'all? Parts that are melting. Here you see this is still iced. The more that there's more clear picture. That was hanging in my wellness center. So the ice here is basically back here, right? The ice back here. The more that we wake up, you all, because this ice is being stuck there, 1 by the Antarctica Treaty, 2 by our density. We're too dense, and there's AI that's releasing from this water that the water's not consenting to, Mother Earth, water elements, everything is not consenting. So then the ice, once the actual sun hits the actual like snow, we've seen the fake snow, right? Most of us, that doesn't melt with the sun, and you're like, what? It's been there for weeks or days. Why is it not melting? Because it's not really snow. Something's in it. But we know as children, the minute the sun would touch, you would remember, right? You remember that the snow, especially like in Chicago, I could talk about the snow areas, it would start dripping. The snow would start melting, drip, 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 the minute. And in just a couple hours, all of this, say there was a snowstorm, it would be melted. Okay, right? So that the snow is melting at a progression of how fast we're moving. This is absolutely incredible, you all, what we got to see. Okay. The day after the eclipse, the sun has leveled up. There is 3 suns in the water. There's a video on that. I'll locate it in a minute. But she begins as 1. She turns into 2, and we watch 3 suns create in the water, in the waves. Where is it? No, that's Japan. I forgot to put it here. I'll find it. Hold on. Oh, that's Machu Picchu. We'll talk about that in another video. I have a close-up of this. I'll show it to you later. But okay, so what does this mean? So what was it I channeled, Gina? Goodness, let me recall that. So what Divine Mother said is that this meant 1, it turns into a shape of a dragon, okay? But 2, there's 3 suns. She said it was the 3, the 4th, and the 5th dimensional suns, right? Or was it the 4th, 5th, and 6th?
4th, 5th, and 6th now.
That's right. 4th, 5th, and 6th. 3, because up here is the sun, right? 3 is up here, but the sun is plasmic. It's not really 3-dimensional, but that could qualify as a 3. So 3rd dimensional, we're just going to say sun, but it's not 3rd dimensional, right? It's a portal of infinite dimensions. The sun is, he is. But does this say that represents the 3rd dimension? Then 4th, 5th, and 6th. So this image, this total eclipse is happening where all the suns are aligning, 4th, 5th, and then the 6th dimensional. In that moment in time, where after the eclipse, what happens with this image is that the sun from the 6th dimensional Earth has come. Huh? I'm having a tea party. You want to join me? My husband said, come bring your mug. Okay. We'll have mugs for you though. I'm just telling him to bring his mug. Okay. Okay. So right here, this is the 6th dimensional sun portaling in through the waves. The water has turned Caribbean, and it is turquoise and teal plasma. Everything has vibration. I'll show you more pictures, okay? Let me see what else I have for you here. Was that it for Antarctica pictures? I think it was. You saw the horse one? Wait, I know it's a teaser. You're like, what is that? I'll talk to you in my Machu Picchu. That's going to be continuing after the Antarctica video. But look at that. Let's admire that. That's near Rainbow Mountain. Where the incredible hike where your heart almost literally can stop, because your at Machu Picchu is 6,000 elevation feet, 6,000 feet. This is double. Or is it 8,000? One of those. Gina, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's closer to 8,000 at Machu Picchu,
8,000.
but it is double at the other one. It's more like 16 to 17 at that area right there.
Yeah. And look at those colors. And of course, you know who greets us is a horse. Horse greets us as we're about to reach the last lap, very long lap of reaching the top of Rainbow Mountain, which is right here. She parted, the clouds parted for us. And I reached the top. I was right in front of that. But at some point, my heart almost stopped beating. I was like, angels, I'm going to make it. You need to make sure my heart keeps beating. I could feel my heart like, boom, 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 boom. Like, and I'm like, oh, blood, keep flowing. I'm doing it. And that was like the last 10 steps to get to the top. I was like, we got this. Okay, so let's look at more pictures of Antarctica though. So I showed you images. Wow, right? Wow, wow, wow. Gina, anything you need to add before I proceed?
There's a couple of questions.
Yeah, what questions we have?
So going back to, I guess, the map that you had, and they wanted to know what the landmass between the USA and Russia is on the map.
On the Monte map?
Yeah, on the Urbano Monte map.
I'm gonna pull that up.
And they're calling it the Rainbow Mountain with the unicorns.
Mm-hmm. And the wild horses who greets us. Wow, right? And there's some kind of telekinesis happening. You saw that floating crystals. What was this now? Was it raining or something, Gina? I can't remember. Was it snowing?
It was a fog came in.
Oh my God, that's incredible. It looks like it's snowing, but it wasn't. It's the energy of the unicorn crystals coming in. But yeah, okay, so let me find our Monte map here. Let me just add it to the Antarctica pictures because I keep having to go find it. 1 second. Stop hiding from me. Oh, there you are. Okay, Antarctica trip. All right, we have it there now. Okay. So we began to see. Okay, so what was the question, Gina?
It was what is the landmass between the US and Russia on the map?
US and Russia. Well, this is top here. This is like Alaska, right? US and Russia. Stretto di Anyank. I think that's a Q. Anya. Anyam. PR. Anyam PR. Okay, so like Russia and Germany and Mongolia is all up here, and then I'm forgetting the question. Gina.
They wanted to know what the landmass was
There it
between
is, right here. Between what?
Russia and the US.
Yeah, so here we are. This separates it, this land called Anya.
And it looks like a little further down, maybe there's by the waters. There's a landmass there.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one? Glafon Isila. Glapon Isila. That's a good question. Is that Hawaii? That looks like Hawaii. That would be Hawaii. Yep. Yep. Crazy. That looks a lot bigger than they claim. But, you know, I feel like Hawaii was bigger at some point, and there's some lands that hid themselves at some point too. Gina, were you going to say something? We're good. Okay. Next.
Oh, and then somebody's asked, or they mentioned that there's no chemtrails they were seeing in those pictures.
Exactly. Do you remember part 1 and part 2? There was chemtrails. Chemtrails couldn't be. Not after a couple days of during the eclipse and after. Forget it. They were like, chemtrails, what are you? We don't even know who you are. You're non-existent. So that's a teaser of what we got to see, you all, okay? Because that's what the pictures turned into. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so we were, though, on penguins. Penguins. So back to our original. Okay, I showed you what it turned into. Remember, this is what it looked like. for days, it was just chemtrail. A deep chemtrail and fog. Change the contrast so you can see there. And then you couldn't even see these land masses because there was so much chemtrails there. All right, so let's continue here. It's cool caves. Mermaid, that's a mermaid cave. There, see this wall? This is the wall of, remember that picture I showed you? It looked huge, but look, it goes on, and you can't see, but it goes higher. Look at how big that is. And part of it has melted. There it is, zoomed in. What happened here is where we heard the dragon roar. And they were like, wow, the iceberg's really acting up today. You heard the iceberg? Oh, no, it was a roar, like a dragon roar, not icebergs. Because there was a dragon that released from there, gigantic dragon. And then watch the aura regression, the convergence, I think it's called, the convergence, and the goddesses, the ice goddesses, because the ice goddesses were releasing from these mountains. Remember the Antarctica Tartaria series? Everything that we've talked about of the giants, the titans, the benevolent, the spirits of the mountains. And they were there. The goddesses were being held back. And we'll learn more about these goddesses too when we talk about South America more. Because we're just talking about Antarctica. You really need to know about South America. That is magical. Okay. Soul activating, not soul activating, right? That's us getting on those fun rafts that were motorized. And so much fun there. Yeah, all the pictures I put here. Okay. Here's a video. Just listen to the ocean right there. We're just still there. You hear it? We're not moving. But the ocean is talking. And she's beginning to create and unthaw and crystallize into those pictures I showed you. Listen. That is what Antarctica sounds like. And look, there's no waves moving, correct? The water is still. That's the water talking in her stillness. Okay. Snow melting. Contrast so you can see the layers of snow. Video. Portals you straight there. What you could hear is ice melting. You could hear the unthawing and the unintegration of the AI in the water. That's what you're hearing. The water becoming alive. I didn't realize how loud. I didn't realize it in that time space. She was singing. Wow. And on, you all. Lands and lands. Limitless lands. And go through fast. I'm trying to get as fast as we can here. Pictures I took. This was Argentina, right? And this was one of their, was it bases or one of their parts where there's people, there's, what are those, I guess scientists, they go and explore. Yeah. Just let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to go through as fast as I can here. What do you think these big bodies of ice are? Well, one, they're separating, right? They're separating from the big ones. Okay, I'm seeing a time space where there's especially Tartaria and World War II. The ice, we know Urbano Monte Map is melted, but the ice, I see waves going onto these lands and creating barriers. And in that moment, they petrify the ice. Water frozen is petrified water, like how the giants and petrified, right? So then the water froze in stagnant stasis state. And so the waves protected and shielded the lands. You get me? So waves are going into the land, magnetizing into the land. They're being pulled in like tide does to water on the beach, right? And then they're so giant, these waves, right? We talked about Drake's Passage, right? They're giant waves. And then they cover up the land to shield her. But at the same time, the water, say, kind of sacrifices her, but she knows she's going to be undone soon in the future. She freezes and petrifies and protects the land. So what you're seeing is the melting, and these icebergs are coming off these giant waves that went to the lands when the digression happened, the reset happened, Cabbage Patch, cloning kids, what was happening there? All these things, right? Part of the Antarctica Tartaria series. So then what we're seeing as these iceberg melts, and why like Bill Clinton and all those guys that are falsely talking about global warming are talking about it, because as she melts and the icebergs separate, we're waking up, because there's the memory. Water is consciousness. Water is memory. Just like we talked about in the dream of Archangel Michael swimming to the water watching, which, oh my God, I forgot to tell you. Back to the dream. He said, when that happened with this twin flame union, then he looked up higher, went up in the water, and he saw all these infinite pillars of protecting the divine feminine. Only he can find her. He has to find her. I mean, she can find him, but in the waters, he has to basically rise up to be at her level. Even if you're together, you're like, oh my God, you don't get it, right? He has to reach her level and swim to her, even if they're together or not together, you understand? And then when he rose up, he saw there was infinite pillars, 4 pillars with these force fields, and there was lighting up. The pearls were lighting up, the feminine's pearls were lighting up, and the men were coming in like little seamen to unite with them and to match them, be a vibratory match to them, for real. Whoa. That's what these waters represent as well, the melting, because it's bringing the crystallization. Who, in a relationship, who will sacrifice themselves first? The male is often. Once Divine Father talked to me, Michael talked to me long ago, a couple years ago, how he was telling me in dream time that what happened is often the male dies. Sometimes the mothers, but the males, the grandpas, the fathers, because they sacrifice themselves for their wives, their twin flames, and they will get cancer, prostate cancer, so on, because they are protecting the family lineage. They're protecting their divine feminine union, because they haven't learned how to entity removal and heal their past life trauma. And then they want their family lineage to survive, like their children and their grandchildren and their wife. So they'll take it for the team, I guess, right? So that their lineage can survive. And with that, they sacrifice themselves and they pass on. They take the dark venom that's obviously often plaguing the family lineage. They'll take it with them, like Yeshua. This is what happens when you have a family member who has ascended out. Like I talk about my grandpa, who I love so much, who was Archangel Michael. They call him Miguelito, which is Archangel Michael Fractal, Miguelito. This is what he did. He took that venom out. Those ancestors of us, especially the ones who were light of heart, would be the ones who taking all that dark inversion with them, and then they level up. Yeshua, they say that he died on a cross, which his channel is coming up in the next month. I'm thinking 133 years. He's gonna talk to us his life. You all, is gonna be epic. Get ready for that. That breath, that last breath he took and ascended out from his body, he took all the dark venom, all that he could, and activated your heart. This is why you love Yeshua, Jesus. This is why they're confused. They're like, praise Jesus, say Jesus is your savior. But the reason is because he activated everyone's heart and woke up your heart, because your heart was dense before Yeshua ascended out, before his crucifixion. He sacrificed himself, not for your sins, but he sacrificed himself divinely to take away the dark curse, the cloudiness in your mind, to activate your heart. And that's what all these loved ones do. They take it away. They Mandela in worlds and Mandela the earth, depending on how big they are and how powerful they are, and in light, they can Mandela in a new world for the whole collective. They can Mandela in just a new world for you, because they take what is holding you asleep. I've heard it so many times through readings, so quantum galactic Akashic readings, past life regressions, one-on-ones with me. You all tell me about your loved ones, and how after your loved one ascended out, how that woke you up, because now they're your guide. I have a short on guides that you can watch in the row there under a Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center channels that is separate from this channel. All right. That's what the water is bringing. It's bringing in the crystallization to one, the beings that are beyond in the three suns, portaling in, talking to you. Okay. Questions, comments, Gina? I really want to keep going, you all, but I drank too much water. 1 second. I know we're live. I'm going to run to the restroom. Give me 3 minutes. Be right back. and force protection. Oils, oh my gosh, they're addicting you all. They're so beautiful. Black tourmaline crystals inside. So I just want to smell that for a minute. So divine. Okay, so thank you. We good?
Yeah, do you
Questions,
want to
comments?
reading the comments? Um, so when you were talking about the land earlier, talking about it looked like Hawaii, some of the people who have been there or, you know that area say that it does make sense. The area looks like a big mountain, and that Mauna Kea is the largest mountain on Earth, and Mauna Loa is the second, and then that all looks familiar, like that land.
Wow.
And then somebody remembered that you had said that Mauna Kea touches the crystalline dome in the previous channelings for that.
Oh, you're right.
And then on the map in the 1500s, somebody mentioned that they didn't even finish the Great Wall of China yet. So they were looking at the what you showed.
Yeah.
And then when you talked about the crystalline waters, somebody said, so that's why the Chicago waters look like the Antarctica water recently. The reset in the
Hmm.
1800s and how the water there rose up to protect the lands.
Hmm. What's up? Go watch the video. It's fun. Me cruising, Aurora cruising down Lakeshore Drive, jamming out to Kendrick Lamar, the song where he's dissing Drake because he's a pedo. A full song dedicated to Drake being a pedo. It's awesome. Continue.
And then somebody said that they saw the video of a sun setting into the ocean.
Yes. That's where the sun goes, in the water. Portals in, back and forth, all over Earth.
And somebody wants to know, why is Australia not frozen? You were going to mention more of that.
That's right. I was just talking to okay, why is Australia not frozen? Let's look at the map again. It's like puzzle pieces and I keep coming back to it. I keep teasing you guys. I'm like, I'm gonna talk about it. Oh wait. I'm talking about something else. Oh wait. Okay, hold on. So we're there. I don't wanna lose where I'm at. There. Okay, will it come back to where I'm at? Hopefully it will. Maps. There's a heat energy. So as I was using the restroom, I was like talking to my mother. I was like, okay, yeah. So tell us, what does that look like here? Okay. Australia, which was here. So here they call it, right, the end of the world, this way. But it's not so much here. Completely like, whoo, maybe a bit by New Zealand, but here feels like, oh, there's a heat. There's a heat coming from the other world. Oh my God. I don't know if I could share this. Okay, I can't share this for the protection of Australia. But what I can say, oh, is you gotta figure it out on your own. This is a seed, and what comes after the seed of the Vesica Pisces of the worlds that unify, right? This is Hawaii, the seed. You remember how Pele is guarding the next world. I shall speak in riddle. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's what I can say. Continue.
That's really exciting. Okay. Um,
I'm freaking out right now, but I'm gonna focus. I am freaking out.
okay.
Wow. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, the semen has a complex plasma membrane in the tail, and also the middle part has the mitochondria, which has a spiral shape. So we're talking about the seamen swimming. That's really interesting.
Nice. Good science. Continue.
And then somebody had a question. I guess they're thinking kind of bigger. What planets are outside of the Earth now?
Like out of our construct, crystalline simulation construct, like what planets are all the stars you see, you have to go into the star to find the planets. So more like what's our closest stars? We are the Milky Way. The Milky Way that we see above us is the multiverse, you all. The Milky Way is the multiverse. You are seeing a portal, a slit of all the stars that have made up our Earth into being a crystalline matrix civilization, a crystal. That's all the stars are. So inside the stars are more planets and more like dimensions. And that I'm going to teach the Quantum Galactic Akashic reading course live next month. This month, we're in May. The 5th Sunday of this month. I'm teaching it, you all. You gotta come learn it. It is divinely, spiritually, the most intellectual course that you could learn, and then that's how you'll understand the stars and the planets, really, because we have to understand it to travel into them and to give the organic Akashic color records to the clients. Questions, comments, continue.
And that's it.
Okay, awesome. Let's continue with these pictures. We're gonna go on probably another 15 minutes, y'all. Oh, and I didn't get to the North Pole book. All right, we'll get to that next time, y'all. Because I want to show you some more pictures. Antarctica, back to Antarctica. Oh, I did lose where I was at. 1 second, let me find it again. Oh, where was I? So that. Yeah, oh yeah, we're here. Okay. So currently, Gina, where are we on this map? We are here. This is just called Antarctica General. So let's get some visuals here of these penguins, okay? So where are we on the map? That is, where are you? Here. Okay. So these are like the first days, and we're seeing penguins, right? This is Penguin Island, right? That's where we're at, Penguin Island. Oh, it went away. It was there.
I think it was further, like if you're going to like one of the first days, it's further down.
Further down on first days.
Because you go all the way.
Oh, does it have it in order by?
Let's see, so the order of it would have been the Mickelson Harbor, Trinity Island, and Sierra Cove. Yeah, there is an order.
One of these? No.
Mickelson Harbor.
It would have been this one? That one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we are. So that's where we're seeing some of the penguins? Yeah, see it's penguins in the picture. So cute! By the way, I never honestly realized how much people are infatuated with penguins. Every single person on that cruise, no matter how dense they were, they loved penguins. They had penguin keychains, penguin hats. Everywhere we went, everyone bought a penguin. I came home and I brought, like you bring memorabilia to your family, and I was like, and one of my family members was like, Mom, but why so many penguins? I was like, I don't know. Something happened with penguins. I am a penguin lover. I love penguins. They're the cutest. All right, back to the pictures. Let's just enjoy some pictures and videos. Oh, this was when, was this one the orca whale?
There was
Oh,
some whales. Yep.
yes, right here. Okay, there's a whale. Oh, so this is what happens. So we're on the cruise, right, with the person, and then well, not on the cruise. We're on the what do they call them? What do they call them? These things that go with the motor. They call them something. Yeah, boat, raft, motorized raft, and so we're riding on it, right? Okay, so I'm literally talking right now. I'm talking to the lady. And there's focusing penguins. Lucky on that one. Pretty sure this is the one. Is this the one? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it is. If it's not, it's okay. But I am on the boat with a lady, and the lady says, I don't think it's this one. But I'll share the story since I'm sharing it. But the lady says, well, watch though, this cool one of the whale. The lady says, oh, okay, they really are wanting to find orca whales. And I'm thinking in my higher self form, I'm like, oh, I could easily find some whales. And then I'm like, I was like, easy, you just send love and they'll come. In my head, I was like, should I tell her that? So then I tell the guide and I'm like, so I say, whales and sea animals respond to love. What if we just all look at how beautiful that whale is? That wasn't an orca, this is another one. I forgot what this one was called, Gina, let me know. And I said, what if we send them love and then they'll come? And she said, that's a horrible idea. By the way, at the end, she became my favorite guide because she was the one joking around with me that the sea lion was completely happy to see me. She was a lot of fun by the time she completely basically transformed in density. And so she's like, that's a horrible idea. Do that. That would make them aggressive. 1 second later, the orca pops up right there in the water. 1 second later, after I tell her, let's send them love. And at that point, I had already sent them love to call them. Oh, there's penguins. How cute. Watch the penguins. Okay, proof, you all. Of course, sea animals respond to your love. It's just the way my boyfriend, sea lion, he wasn't a sea lion, he was a leopard seal. Leopard seal responded, finding his lady AuroRa seal, right? And then I told him, right, it's not going to work out. I can't breathe underwater like you, or I don't think he can breathe underwater, but he can hold his breath for a long time. Oh, that's what sea animals are doing. They are, because they could be underwater a long time, right? How long can leopard seals hold their breath? Are they really holding their breath? No. Eventually, they do have to come up for air. But they are, just like Archangel Michael was in the water and was adjusting and intaking the plasma water, so do they. And those are more pictures of the whale. Gina, what whale was this one? Do you remember?
I think were the humpbacks. There was orcas, humpbacks, and minke whales.
Okay.
And then I just looked it up. Leopard seals can hold their breath for 25 minutes.
That's a long time. That means that they're intaking the water, you all. Just like Michael was. Archangel Michael. What? More cute pictures of penguins.
And those boats, they're called zodiacs.
Zodiacs. Thank you. Look at how the water's vibrating. You're gonna see in upcoming, because I showed you the teaser, right? Of what it turns into, but don't you want to know how that happened? I have the videos and pictures of how it happens.
There's one over here that's shedding all the snow.
If you're on the far side, feel free to stand up if you need. If you're up near side.
And what are we looking at there? We're just looking around, I think. But there's probably more, definitely lots of penguins. There's something here. Look at that. That looks like a dragon right here, making the waves right there. It's long. See how long it is, the dragon? And the penguins are swimming with the dragon. Look. Oh, look. See the line? Oh! It's a whale. No.
stay a lot longer. You might get them right.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
I can't believe I captured that, you all. I can believe, but it's hard to capture it because it's like you're looking 360 degrees, and the fact that I capture that, you all, is a miracle. Oh, and I was singing. I would like silently sing, like quietly, like honor in the water, honor in the water. Ayla Schaefer. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Honor in the water. Now we're connected to my moon necklace I was wearing. Mother of pearl pearls. Honor in the water. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Honor in the water. Honor in the water. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Honor in the water. Honor in the water. Hiya, hiya, hiya. And I would send waves of love, and they would come. And we would hear them saying, "You're so lucky. You are lucky. You know, because this is not normal. You are lucky." Right? Wow. And that was me bilocating from that time space, singing and talking to that whale there, bringing in that energy to this now time space. And what do we think this iceberg was? What did we say it was?
Dragon. That were dragons. Yeah.
Dragon. Look at that. A dragon. This is an actual dragon uncrystallizing, and he left the form behind, like a echo, a blueprint of him freeing himself. You see his head, his scales, his arm. He's coming out. More penguins. Penguin, penguin. More of the dragon. More icebergs, gods and goddesses, and elemental beings freeing themselves. This one has completely unfrozen, and the penguins are very happy there. For the penguins, it was hot. You know, they're like, it's hot. Muy caliente, muy caliente. Ayúdalos, está muy caliente. So you remember how the water was before? You see how the water's moving now. It's beginning. Look at how cute they waddle! Look how they jump. Tell me you don't agree that's the cutest ever. It was windy. And the water is so refreshing. The water. You wouldn't want to drink that water though, because it was covered in a million. This is all penguin poop.
Yeah, they're walking up and down.
It's so cute. They're doing something up there. They see they're climbing up. They're like boop boop boop, jumping up and down. I remember, what did we do? Oh, there was like those when I was little in the 80s, 90s. There was like these little water things. Remember the water things? I don't know if you remember. There was like little penguins, and the water it kind of like an ant maze, but it would be, you like flip it and upside down, and then the penguins were like climbing up. Anyways, that brought that memory back. Tons of pictures of penguins and videos. is a colony. Guide is saying. Oh, this is the lady that my boyfriend, that's when that happened. This is when the epic kiss happened. Yes. And look at how cute, this, was this a leopard seal? Maybe, can't remember what kind. I'm not an expert in seals. But he starts interacting with us. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm taking a nap. And then he's like, wait a minute. He's like, he senses our energy. And he wakes up and he's like,
Whiskers?
look at him. So cute.
Oh my god.
Yes. That was us the whole time. Oh, so cute. We filled up all of Antarctica with lots of love over cute animals.
One gray eye. Everybody got a good.
Right? And then, of course, I have epic pictures of this cuteness. So handsome. That wasn't my boyfriend, though, because he has a white eye. But, yeah. I think that's when it began. They were like, there's this handsome, foxy. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Foxy seal, we've never seen one of her kind. We have to go meet her. I'm just being silly, you all. There he is. Now he's fully awake. Look at him. He's interested. He's like, what's happening? He's like looking around. He's smelling. Huh. All right. He's interacting with the love. Seagulls. There's seagulls here, y'all. What else we got for you? What else? Climbing up. They're all moving everywhere. So cute. So cute. Okay. And we're almost about done. I want you to look at the water. Oh, look it. I think that was him. Yes, that was the boyfriend. Oh, I forgot to record him before. Because he was circling around us. You see the water is cymatics right now. You see? She's shifting, healing. Oh, he is healing the water. Look at him. So handsome. Okay. Where's the epic video where he comes around? I showed it to you last time, though. Oh, it's down here. Right here, right? Oh yeah. We should put a song to them. Doom, 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 doom. Techno. Yeah, what song would go with him, Gina? What kind of song? Zen, what kind of song would go with him? Like coming out of the water like that. You know all about songs. Let me know, guys, in comments. What song would you play for him? Flirting. Flirting with us. Anyways, let me know if you think of a song that would totally go with that handsome leopard seal. More him, but the water, look at the water. It's turning plasmic, even more plasmic. There's ripples in density there. See, these are, and there's light. This is light coming out of the water. And look at that. Whoa. On that one of those icebergs I was like, whoa. And then I added the contrast so you could see the colors. Oh, he was hanging out on that one, I think, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, he's really happy. He's very happy. Let's find out here. And we're gonna finish up, guys.
Zen said the song At Last by Etta James, like At Last.
Oh,
Let's come along.
that's a good one. Okay, go back to that in that moment and picture that as he's coming out of the water. More icebergs. Look at that. This one was interesting how she was unthawing in like diamond points. Breaking off. There must have been some diamond guides there, goddesses that unthawed from there. What was this one? I'm trying to remember what this one was.
I think it was like an angel dragon.
Yes, another dragon.
That's great. That is so funny.
And then behind, there's, look at that. He's so cute. I mean, this video is watching just for all the, it's worth watching just for all the videos and pictures and penguins I have for you guys. Look at them.
Do they look smaller?
Yeah. Look at these pictures, you all. Wow. The blue, you see that I added the contrast, you can see the shades in blues. Just crystalline plasma in shades of blues. And there's the boyfriend. And I guess we'll conclude it with the boyfriend.
Or somebody said that, so the boyfriend seal was really like an Archangel Michael in the dream that you told us about at the beginning of the channeling.
Oh.
Just like him.
Oh my God. Archangel Michael, what are you doing there? What are you doing there? What are you doing in the water? He was the one making all that. You saw that, right? All the ripples. He was cymatically healing the water.
She's planning it out.
All right, you do that. I think I'm good.
I definitely don't want to do drinks.
Okay, we'll mute that. But here we're watching the water shifting after he worked on Archangel Michael Seal. Worked on the water. Something is happening here. Look, oh, this is when it happens right here. Look, right here. You remember how still everything was and there was no ripples coming out of any ice? Remember that? Everything comes alive here on Valentine's Day. Look, every little tiny ice particle begins to have ripples out of it. And I have more pictures to show you. Let me see if I got it for you. Here, we're watching it all shift. It's happening. Where was it? Was it here? Wow, look at that. Look at that in the background. Look. It's coming, the water's coming alive. And let me see if I can find, there was this one incredible picture video, if I have it here. And we're about to finish, I know I keep saying that, but look at this. So here maybe we'll get to it next time if I can find it now, but this part of the water is completely still, you all. I've never been to water this still in my life. Do you remember how earlier there was noise? Look, silent. Wow. Let me see what happens here.
Okay, straight there.
What did I say about straight there? Okay, probably.
Let's see if you...
Still. Something's happening here in this part with the stillness.
I literally want to...
I literally want to. 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 I liter
perfect still. At some point, I told everybody to be quiet, please. I said, please be quiet so I can hear the stillness.
That's so cool.
See. Right here. Boom. Remember how still that was? And then this happens.
Okay, so then that means like
Look at that. You all. Every tiny, these are tiny pieces of ice, have a vibration, and now life has returned back to the ice and the water. Because my boyfriend Sea Lion wanted to kiss me on Valentine's Day. Look at that.
clarifying.
Sorry about the voices, but look at that. Look. And that's my stomach growling. I'm hungry. This takes a lot of energy to do this, y'all. And then after all the ice, from here on, y'all, every single piece of ice has ripples in it.
Definitely got.
Okay? Well, not, well, in that area, but it continues to ripple. Okay? And then what happens is after that, boom, we find this, and we'll talk about that later. Questions, comments? By the way, that was a once in a lifetime shot, or the lady that was guiding us said she's been doing it for like 30 years or something like that. Never had she seen anything like it. Again, we were lucky. Continue. Questions, comments?
Everybody is just wowed at the vibrations coming off of the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Really incredible. And then there's just one question. You might want to save it for the Yeshua channeling.
Mm-hmm. We'll do that. We'll save it for the Yeshua channel. All right, you all. What an incredible time. You've enjoyed it. And remember, you all. Okay, I am good. This is gonna be quite a series because we just got to like here. Where were we? Oh, we got to how far? Oh, how far did we get on the map, Gina?
I think you probably went to Sierra Cove.
Cedar Cove, right?
Yeah, Sierra Cove, maybe some Bulls Bay, and a couple of maybe the next one was Cherokee. Yeah, I think those areas. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then we still got the rest of the way to show you. And this is as far as we got to the Arctic Circle. That's all they let us get to. All right, we're good? Okay, come have tea with me. I'm going to try for next month, but if that's not enough time for you guys, but I think you can. Second Sunday, okay, come join me. Tea with AuroRa. What day is that? That's the 10th. Oh, is that Mother's Day? Oh, probably. Let me think about that one. I just realized that's Mother's Day. I mean, it could be beautiful. Just come for a couple hours and heal. Let me think about that. If not, come have tea party with me in June. I'm pretty sure we're going to do it for a couple hours. We'll see. What's up? Group regression. Come heal the mothers. The collective of mothers. Come. And then otherwise, sign up to, I do Quantum Galactic Akashic readings, one-on-one mentorships. If you want to come in person to the Wellness Center, you do A.U.R.A regression, past life regression, raw Reikis, or one-on-one counseling too with me. Come check it out. In here, it's so beautiful. The energy is lit, you all. Just like the kids say, it's fire. Let's dance it off. Go finish off with things. And then come sign up. Sign up. Come on, you all. May 11, A.U.R.A Hypnosis and Raw Reiki certification. I'm also certifying for Raw Reiki one of the Saturdays. I can't remember right now in June sometime. But We'll add all the links. Let's go. All right, you all. Make sure you don't miss any one of these. Stay tuned. And we're here every Friday live, 1 p.m. Central Time, except for the third Friday of the month where we're channeling Adolf Hitler right now. Let's go. Ready? Woo! Yeah. Purchase the books.
Can you do an owl, like a quick owl for us before you go?
Let's go. Yes, I can. Let's see if I can do it to this music. I'm not an expert though, but I'll try. Love you all. Vámonos. Oh, I gotta tell you a story really quick. Some of you guys might have already left. Okay, so fun fact. Most people always tell me, AuroRa, I really thought you were Indian, like from India, and I'm like, no, my descendants are indigenous, right? Native American before, but before that, apparently somewhere I was talking to Archangel Michael about my ancestors, and he said, Aurora, did you know that you're Indian? Part Indian. I was like, what? And I was like, I thought it was just kind of like indigenous Hispanic, you know? And he said, no. He said, factually, your grandmother's father migrated from India. Her father, her maiden name was Indian. So my great grandfather was Indian, and my great grandmother was Hispanic, indigenous, right? And they made babies, made my grandma. So he said, so your culture, your bloodline also is not just from this world, indigenous, right? Comes also from India, from that world. I'm like, whoa. Because a lot of our teachings, without knowing any of the Indian culture, you all, like Buddhists and so on, it all aligns. It connects. The sacred alchemy symbol, I've never researched India. I've had like Indian people who come and they're like, whoa, you're using like sigils and protective, sigils and mandalas from in the Indian culture. And I'm like, don't know. I didn't know that. And well, that makes sense. And then he said, oh, and then if we go further, he says, the Indian great grandfather, his ancestors came from Egypt. So you have Persian. You have Persian. I can't tell you how many times people say that. What are you? You're Sicilian, you're Persian, you're Indian. They don't know. They can't figure me out. They stare at me and they're like, what are you? I can't figure you out. But yeah, just wanted to tell you guys, I thought that was fun. All right. Love you, honor you, and respect you. I'm going to have to learn some Indian language and Persian language as well, besides Spanish and English. And I know some Japanese. Arigato gozaimasu. My husband's laughing at me. Sayonara. See you guys later. Love you, honor you, I respect you. See you guys later. You guys are awesome because you listen to this channel. Think about how awesome you are. You are incredible divinely. You are just so loved. All right. Talk to y'all later.